I want to talk about your rivalry with The Rock.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And what he's done with his career has been incredible, and kickstarted by the WWE. You guys both have had prolific careers, and what you've done for the organization is amazing. But the rivalry with The Rock was one of the coolest things I think that's happened.
It was for me. At the time, you don't realize it. We've all talked about this. Me, Stone Cold, Rock. We've all had these conversations at separate times. What an era that was, and the talent, and what we had to work with each other, and it just was a special time. But at the moment, it was just like Thursday. It was
so
weird. Yeah, you didn't understand it at the time. Now you look back and go like, oh my God, it was so amazing and so wonderful, and the people that we had to work with, on any given night. Like, I can make you a list of the most talented guys ever in the history of the business, and I was getting to work with them, So when Rock came in, I was kind of just getting past my hurdles here and was sort of getting elevated into a position. Rock comes in as the new guy, and then our careers sort of do this like alignment with each other, where it's like we fight over the Intercontinental title as two guys just trying to make a name for themselves. Then we do make name for ourselves, and we're still fighting over the Intercontinental title, and it goes as high as, ladder matches at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and like these huge moments. Then he gets into the Nation and goes from being Rocky Maivia to The Rock. And he's with the Nation, and I'm with DX, and now we have this rivalry with those two groups, and then we bounce out of that. He becomes a heel. I'm the babyface still. Then it flips, and he becomes the babyface, and I become the heel again. And now we're having this rivalry over the WWE Championship, and just moving up the line. Austin gets injured and has to leave, and Rock and I, he'd put himself into place as the number one babyface, right in line with Steve. As I was coming out of DX, I saw that, and I was like, well, I'm, one, I don't like being a babyface. Two, like, these guys need a Darth Vader. You had two, because you could just see that Rock, like, from the moment I met him, I was like, dude, this guy is so charismatic. Like, he just going to take this to a whole nother level personality-wise as soon as he figures out what that is. And he did. So they needed, you're only as good as the opposition, right? The antagonist only as good as a protagonist, and vice versa. So I knew that spot, so then I wanted that king bad guy spot.
Yeah.
But it just worked for the two of us. My only regret of the whole thing with Rock is, in 2000, we were poised to have a match at WrestleMania one-on-one, and I think that would have been an epic thing for both of us in that moment. The timing of Taker's return and Austin's return, and Austin wasn't quite ready yet, so they pushed the WrestleMania match, and it's the year that we did this like fatal four-way with Foley, who I had just retired, coming back like a month later with his hair all cut because he thought he was off now forever, right? He was going to be a normal dude, and here he is back, and Big Show, and like a month later or a couple of months later, we would have the one-on-one Iron Man match that we wanted to have at WrestleMania. And it's unfortunately for me, I always feel like it's the one thing, like, we got to this unbelievably heated long-term rivalry and then never got to pay it off on the biggest platform possible. And I think Rock feels that way too. It's why a couple of years ago we did a backstage little thing.
I saw that last night. Hilarious.
Yeah.
So funny.
And that was literally him coming to me and saying, like, dude, I want to do a match next year. I'd like to do it with you. Like, let us have that WrestleMania match we never got to have. And I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Why did that not happen?
His schedule. Of the opponents I worked with the most, it's probably Rock and Steve during that time frame. It was just every night. And one of the things that I realized with Rock is, it's a very competitive environment for all of us. And sometimes that competitiveness could get heated, and sometimes we all got along, but it was competitive. And but we knew, like, it was magic. Like, I knew from the first time he and I got in the ring together and went at it, I was like, dude, the two of us have some chemistry here. Like, this is just, it's off the chart, and it's going to be really good.